Good afternoon to all the honorable judges, guests, dear friends, and to all the respectful parties. Greetings all, my name is Callista Thamrin, a ninth grader at Kanaan Junior High School, Banjarmasin. Well, before I begin, I would like to thank God for giving all of us a chance to be here today. And I would also like to thank everyone for having me here. I genuinely hope that my presentation today will prove to be useful to our daily lives. On this special occasion, I will be talking about digitalization in many aspects and its effects. I'm sure the word digitalization ought to ring a bell in our minds. After all, nowadays, the concept of digitalization itself is no longer a luxury, but it is a necessity. Then, what is digitalization? According to the Oxford Dictionary, digitalization is the conversion of text, pictures, or sound into a digital form that can be processed by a computer. Digitalization itself is actually a part of digital transformation, and with that, digitalization is automatically divided into many aspects. And in my opinion, the economic, social, and cultural one have the most effect in our lives. Onto the first aspect, the economic aspect. The business model transformation has been thriving in the last decade. This aspect uses digitalization to improve efficiency, process, and the quality of the businesses. It integrates the relevant technologies and it creates a new way where organizations operate with services and with customers and also shareholders. It also facilitates a better informational or material exchange. Other than that, it stores terabytes of data that could be easily accessed and would rarely get misplaced. And then, we could also save so much money and time just by using digitalization since it improves efficiency. For example, before digitalization, people had to go to the bank just to send money. But now, after digitalization, after the e-banking applications were developed, people just have to open their phones, go to the application, and do transactions from there. This would cost less, and it also saves so much time. Another example is that before digitalization, companies had to put up advertisements for their job vacancies in the newspapers. But now after digitalization, they just have to put it on their websites or their social media. And with this, the companies would it would cost less, and it would also heightens the exposure to the people. And then for the job applicants, before digitalization, they had to send their documents through the post office, and they had to travel by car or train or airplane to get to the interviews. Then after digitalization, they can scan their documents using their smartphones and send it to the companies via email. And then for the interviews, they could do it online by meeting applications such as Zoom. This digitalization process, it improves efficiency, and then it also saves time and money. It's like, isn't it great? And then the second aspect is the social aspect. The social aspect has changed the way we as humans communicate. Digitalization has changed the communication in various ways. It makes us have a better informational exchange and also a better collaboration method. It also allows us to communicate to other people wherever they might be. Now we could just use applications suited best for the communication, such as Gmail, WhatsApp, Telegram, Google Meet, Zoom, and much more to communicate. And from my opinion, the effects of this aspect in digitalization is certainly and without any doubt the most beneficial to humans. And to the last but not least aspect of the day, the combination between the social and cultural aspect, education. The transformation in the education system is prompted by the influence of the informational and communication technologies, or as most people call it, ICT. The rapid and steady development of this ICT definitely brings all the technologies as a tool to transform the education process itself as a system of knowledge and also creativity transfer. And ICTs also serve as an object of study and change the content of the educational programs. From my experience, most educational departments or schools use LCD projectors, computers, smartphones, and maybe even develop some programs to support their teaching and learning process. Furthermore, the role of these ICTs is crucial to the education system, especially when we are still facing the COVID-19 global pandemic. The effects of this digitalization vary amongst those effects. There's one common denominator between them, which is digitalization improves the efficiency and the quality of our lives. And I think this could be just the guide to a better future for humans. And of course, I think it is definitely advantageous. However, although there are numerous positive effects of digitalization, unfortunately, there are also negative ones. For instance, cyberterrorism and crime, concerns for individual privacy, manipulations of digital data, then plagiarism, culture shocks, and the easy publication of false and or misguiding information. These obstructing effects are mostly caused by the incapability of us humans to accept and utilize the change for the greater good. To sum up all the aspects and their effects, we can conclude that digitalization has a vital role in the advancement of human affairs. We should be able to appreciate the positive effects and avoid participating in the negative ones. I believe that by applying digitalization with consideration and a sound judgment, the welfare of our society will be achieved. That is all for me. Thank you. And should you have any questions, I'll be glad to give my best answer.
Callista, denominate. How do you find that? So, did you write this yourself?
Yes.
Do you want to be a writer?
If I have the chance to do so, I would.
Alright. No, be politician. Alright, so if you are my party leader, I will follow you to the hell and back. Right. So you are talking about digitalization and many aspects. The last one is education.
Yes.
Because we are still actually in the middle of the pandemic, right? So and also you mentioned earlier that there are bad aspects like piracy, right?
Sorry?
Piracy, internet piracy, right? Let's just make it the same question then. Do you think, are we, Indonesia, are we capable fully digital learning, fully digital learning?
For full digital learning, I think it is possible. Of course, anything is possible, but I don't think it is recommended since as humans, especially when learning, we are still social beings, so we need to socialize to other people. And aside from learning, we also need to socialize to actually also to learn. Socializing helps the learning process itself. So it is, I think, fully digital is not recommended.
All right. So you think we should still need physical interaction, physical learning?
Yes, we still need to meet other people.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. So besides internet piracy, plagiarism, you also talked about data leak, right?
I'm sorry?
Leak of personal data, personal information. So how do we decrease the risk of data leak, personal information that we have?
I think basically using the technology, the internet itself is a risk to the leaking of the personal data. That is what makes the negative effects concerned for individual privacy. So I think the way to decrease it is to always follow the law, especially when we cannot participate in actually stealing those data. But if we get stolen from, I think the best method is to limit our private data on the technologies, but if it is inevitable, then we have to always, and we have to put the private data on the technology. So as I think it is actually a risk that we have to take, since it is been programmed that way.
Do you have Instagram?
Yes?
Do you have Facebook?
No.
Do you? It means all your data is still in Facebook. Because Instagram
Yeah.
is
It's connected to Facebook.
Yeah. Alright, thank you very much, Callista.
Thank you.